So we are the Horror Cats podcast. We are here with
Jason and my wife Felicia.
Jason and Felicia. Jason and Felicia, what is it that brings you to this community, to this event? What draws you here?
The closeness of the community. The horror community is very tight knit. They look after each other, especially if you've been in the community for a long time. It's blown up over the years, especially in the last like 3-4 years. But from the get-go, it's very small, tight-knit community, and it's just a lot of love, a lot of acceptance. That's the main thing. I mean, the movies and the content, that's secondary. It's the love that everybody has for each other in this community. It's misfits, it's outcasts that all accept each other, that come together to just share their love of the genre.
Beautifully said. Anything different?
No, but I was going to say it's just like every time we come to these conventions, we see a lot of the same people. So we're like, hey, how's it going?
And they remember you, and they talk
like,
to you, and
so
they
many
bring
people
you in.
remember each other.
It's amazing.
So much
That's the
fun.
best
I
part about
love
it. It's a big family.
Yeah. So one of the things that I like to ask people, but now that I remember, you're a musician. what soundtrack, what theme is it for you that is the quintessential horror movie, Halloween, spooky theme that you say, I don't know if there is one that will top this one?
From movie soundtrack, it's The Shining. Just from that opening of that first scene in the movie, that just those low strings just draw you in. As far as bands, it's Bauhaus. I'm trying to remember I can't remember the name of the album. The one where it's the sun being eclipsed. The Third Shadows Part 3. That song, it's just, you listen to it and you picture a graveyard and fog rolling in, and just Peter Murphy's voice just comes in, and it's haunting and beautiful. Those are the two that I think of right off the bat.
Totally agree with you. Awesome. So, second to last question, because I'm gonna go big on the last one.
Okay.
So, being here and knowing it's horror, and you have this background in the whole music thing, when it all boils down to it, what is the quintessential horror movie that you say, this is it? When you think of horror, this is the movie.
For me, it's probably the first movie I saw in theaters as a kid, which is Poltergeist. My parents took me to see that. I think I was, 10? 9, 10, because I was born in 74, so I was about 9, 10, and it scared the piss out of me, but in such a good way. As a kid, I didn't like slashers. Slashers were too real. I grew up in the time of, the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. So, guys coming into your home, that shit was real. Yeah. But the sci-fi horror and the paranormal horror, that sucked me in right away.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
See, I was the scaredy cat. And him and my very best friend when I was young were always like, oh my gosh, they love the horror, and I was always trying to hide my face. But I think the first thing that ever super scared me that I actually was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it, because I would always close my eyes and be like, no, was The Fog.
The Fog. Oh,
Yes.
nice.
The Fog. Because it's just, I that's my whole thing. Not seeing, and being touched. Being touched in you're like, oh my God, where did
when you go through the haunts, the mazes where you can't see, and they're brushing your leg.
That's right.
She loses her mind. She loses it.
That's right.
Absolutely. If they're touching me and I don't see where they come from.
Definitely one of those movies that kind of got panned when it first came out, but then enjoyed cult following, right? Awesome. You guys are awesome. It's good to see you again. Thank you for the interview so much. We appreciate it. All right.